Pepper says, are you ready to declutter another section of this hoarded basement? I know, I am.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to A Hoarder's Heart. For today, we are getting back into this basement and decluttering in this section right next to Pepper. Each week we have been chopping away at this basement, opening up this space when you come down the steps. The goal down here for us is to kind of pick up and declutter anything that's loose, put it away, let it go, and just kind of have organized, labeled bins for now. That's the goal for the next episode or two, especially because I can't do too much lifting because I am having that kidney stone procedure, which actually, now that I think about it, when this airs, I will be having it. So once that procedure is done and I have that quick recovery, then I can really start lifting like confidently again. But I'm also still honoring my body because we did just have a kidney surgery in the beginning of February, so my back isn't as strong as it used to be, but we are building it up. So without further ado, let's get started.
So of course, right off the bat is Sentimental with the baby books. I used to read to Brandon and Tyler when they were babies every day in the rocker. So yeah, there's a lot of sentimental attachment to it, but there's always something we can let go of, like this book right here. Let's give this away to another mama who has a baby, or maybe even the church nursery. There's always something that I can find to let go of that isn't sparking as much emotional joy as the other stuff. Like this book right here, I actually don't even remember reading it to my boys, so it can go. And over here is a step stool. I'm on the short side, so I will need that, but let's just move that to the side for now. Now this pile right over here, let's start chopping away at this. And this container was Tyler's for when it was COVID. This is how I organized his schoolwork when he was homeschooling. Now, I wanted to keep this because I eventually wanted to condense all of his favorite school projects and stuff into this container. That's the end goal. So I'm going to keep this for now. And underneath of this, well, there's some more gems. Let's see, we have markers. I will always have so many markers, but we can let that go. And oh, we have a little sugar set. I do have some sentimental feelings with that, and that's quite okay because this vase, I have so many vases. We can absolutely let this go. And same with this. This was a candle and I like cleaned it off so that I can craft it into something else. This is actually what all this stuff is. All this stuff is potential DIY craft projects that I was going to create into something new. But the truth is that they've been sitting here for years, and maybe it's just time to let it go because I did not have the time to actually recreate it into something, and that's okay. Maybe somebody else is going to have the opportunity to make it into something new. Now this shirt right here, this is very old. Now it's probably like 2008 or something, and the awesome thing is that I fit into it now, but should I keep it or should I let it go? And I should probably end up letting it go. And here's something common in hoarding. I noticed that if I move this blanket, this crate is going to fall down. So first, this towel right here, it's messy. We can totally let this go. So now let's work on the crates so we don't have any landslides here. And oh my gosh, this is sentimental because my mom dropped it off to me. This is my mantilla that I wore on my wedding day. I am 50% Hispanic, Chilean, and this is a Spanish veil that you wear on your wedding day. And I felt so beautiful that day. So for me, I think this is a safe thing to keep. And right after that is my first pair of baby shoes. Yes, honey, this is Buster Brown. This was the best walking shoes because my mom wore this style shoe when she was a baby. So she had bought them for me. And yeah, that's a keeper. But moving on, this bag right here, it's got holes. Bye-bye, tossy. This is a really old can. All this can go. I don't need to hold on to any of this. For years, I held on to every single piece of paper because I thought that I needed it. I thought that one day I would need this piece of paper for a multitude of reasons, but basically it was just so that I could have the information on hand, and I'm very glad that I was able to break that trait. And guess what we found? Ribbon! Haven't found ribbon in a while, and we are going to let that ribbon go. And as we're going through this, there are such random amount of different things in here. And when I was a hoarder, my container method was just throw all the random crap into a bin and deal with it later. It doesn't matter if it's not in a category, at least it's contained in some sort of box or crate. But now we're changing all that and we're letting a lot of this go. And this sunblock, it expired. It can go. All of this stuff we can let go of freely and feel really good about it. And guess what this bag is? Paper. Here is another past container behavior I did. I had always put every single piece of paper into a reusable bag to deal with later because I did not have the capability of making that many decisions. It made me feel so overwhelmed. When I was decluttering as a hoarder, I could probably make 5 decisions, and that was my capacity. I was done because I could feel my nervous system starting to set the alarms of, I can't do this. I don't want to get rid of this stuff. I feel safe if I keep it. Now this blanket, I tend to keep blankets because we have an all-electric house, and God forbid if we lose power in the wintertime, we'll have blankets to at least stay warm. And underneath of that is another craft bin. We did all the crafts in the summer, but of course I knew that there would have been some craft bins trickling. Now this is for the Cricut machine. I can let go of some of these pieces, but we'll be putting this in our craft section. And Ms. Pepper has woken up from her nap and checking on our progress to see how well we have done. And she approves of how much we have decluttered and our progress. So let's continue on with this bag right over here. And in this bag, I was actually looking for this. I had gotten this, I think 2 years ago. Because I thought, this is great. Everyone can mark off what we're out of. So when we go to the store, I'll be organized. Well, now I know where it's at. And a lot of this stuff, it's a tossy, and it was just a matter of going through it and getting rid of it. But I see that there is an old Jolly Rancher that has melted onto the thing. So, this all has to go. This is nasty. And these are little containers that I was gonna keep as organizers, but I don't know. I feel like we can let this go. And we found some old makeup here. Oh boy, looks like I never used it and I'm never going to use it. So yep, all of this is a tossy. So now let's move on to this next bin right over here. I'm not seeing a label on it, so it's actually clothes. Well, what do you know? I still have clothes. Yep, that was something that, Pepper, that is something that I have always hoarded. And as I go through it, it definitely looks like a mixture of clothes from the 2000s, maybe early 2010. I know I wore that one thing when I was pregnant. But as I'm looking through these clothes, let's be real. I'm not going to wear them, right? Even though this is bringing back memories. Hello, 2007. But the truth is that I'm not going to wear them. So let's put in the next yard sale since it's a container. And if not, we'll just donate them all. Moving back up to the next stack, we have papers. I know that this paperwork is actually important about the house. So I need to get a container to put it in. Now, this is not. This is a tossy. And also the things that are underneath of it look like we can get rid of it too. And look, this is how old this is. Potty training. Oh my God, my boys were born in 08 and 12. So that's how old some of that is. And underneath of that is this tray that I used to have in my bathroom. I still love this tray. I wanted to reuse it. I have mixed feelings about letting it go. But as I look at a lot of this stuff underneath, this can go. I feel comfortable with that. Looking through this basket, the only other thing that I would like to keep is going to be this Let It Go sign that I made a few years ago. That's the only thing I want to keep, and the rest of it, hey, we can let it go. And as a recovered hoarder, I can look back and understand why I saved everything, but at the same time, I'm almost shocked to what I kept. It's amazing looking back and seeing your growth because I feel no emotional attachments to any of this. And right next to this, where this shelf is, let's move some of this. This is the Mardi Gras stuff. This looks like it's Amazon catalogs from Christmas past, so we can let that go. And this frame, I always wanted to use this frame. I didn't know where it was, but I would love to be able to use this in my living room, hopefully this year. And going to the next bin up, well, it's labeled yard sale baby. So the decision was already made to sell this stuff. And I remember this because it was a hard decision because this was all the stuff I had saved for my baby that, well, I had 3 miscarriages. And this was the bin that I was saving for those babies because I really thought I was having a girl. And for some reason at the end of that yard sale, I brought it back in. I probably needed more time to process it. But this yard sale, it's all going. And if it's not bought, I'm going to put it on my Townsgiving page. That way, another little girl can wear it too. And now it is time to show you the tossy pile. We have another great pile going on right here. We're going to recycle everything as best as we can, but I am keeping my crates and I am keeping the taco bag that the stuff is in. I'm trying not to bend too much and trying to keep that kidney stone where it's at so that way they can laser it with the procedure coming up because I do not want to pass a size 6mm stone. That's gonna hurt. But overall, we had another great decluttering session. And now I get to show you the newly opened up basement spot that is getting water in it. The past 3 days, it has been pouring and you can see the water trickling in. So this is another big bonus and benefit for us cleaning this out because there was stuff all the way out here. Now the things that are kind of on the floor are sealed bins. So I'm very grateful that we're doing this right now. But I want to show you where it's coming from because we actually do have a sump pump and we actually do have an old French drain. You can see the drain right here and all the water kind of coming into it. I'm not sure why we're still getting water. I know it kind of comes in through this back wall. So whether it's not leveled, whether there's things that are blocked, I'm not really sure. But there is an actual old French drain there. So hopefully it's not going to be too hard of a fix and not be too expensive. But overall, I'm just glad that we're decluttering out in this section. And my hope and my prayer is that this video motivated and encouraged you to clean, declutter, and let something go in your home today too.